The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by Peter and Paddy and Steve. You all right, lads?
Yes, hi. Hello.
Yes, pretend they're there, okay? You can do impressions of Steve and Patrick as well.
Okay.
Pad's always banging on about Thursday's good for me. Thursday? So we're doing it on a Thursday. No, it's not. It's a Friday, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Thursday. But you'd be glad to know, Peter, this Weekend Podcast is a heatwave special. That means
Right.
I've set 25 minutes on my timer, okay? Because essentially I am in a sweat box. I'm sitting here naked as the day I was born.
Yeah. Thank God you haven't got your camera on.
Yeah. Well, no, I've got some shorts on. Apart from shorts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am in my birthday suit. Isn't it funny that people don't come out in their birthday suit every birthday?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Just coming down. Happy 40th. Yay! Oh, put it away. I
like the fact you're in your birthday suit except for the shorts. Aren't we all in our birthday suit except for the clothes we're wearing?
Yeah. Well, apart from the shorts.
Yeah, okay.
You work from home,
Okay.
right? I mean, let's be honest. How dressed down do you get when you work from home sometimes?
Yeah, no, sometimes it's
Just shorts.
Hot days. Yeah, and it's got a client call, better put a shirt on.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. I do that sometimes at Paul Hill every other weekend because my office is freezing in the winter. It's a one skin sort of garage convertible thing, and so literally I will put a shirt on and I'll have shorts and Crocs on below.
Nice.
Which is, if you saw me in the city of London, you would think that guy doesn't really fit in. But there we are.
The other thing I do is ironing for Zoom. So just iron the front of the shirt. That's fine.
Do you? Ironing, yeah. You should start up a YouTube channel called Ironing for Zoom. This is all you need. Tie, maybe just one in the front there, and just the front two panels of the shirt. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
in fact, if you zoom in enough, you don't even need to iron the arms because they can be wrinkled out of shot. Don't do the arms. That's a waste of time. Just zoom in a bit. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Or even if you zoom in a lot, all you need is a collar. Just do the collar. That's fine. Pete, why are you so close to the camera? I do not like to be intimate, because I think we lose eye contact with these Zoom meetings. I like to be right up close. Yeah. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. I like the fact you think I wear a tie.
No tie.
Yeah.
Anyway, markets this week. Do you know, it's been a bit of a change. I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if you're looking at your portfolio, but by the way, and the cocoon. What I'm looking for, the catalyst, not the cocoon. Cocoon.
Cocoon.
Yeah, the catalyst for the change. I don't know if you saw this. In the week there, the American sort of inflation figures came out, and they're predicted to be, I think, at 9.1, and they came in at 8.7. So everyone was like, "Hey, that's it, rally time."
Yeah.
But what were they? Was it 8.2? No, 8.7. They were predicted at. 8.7 was the forecast. They came in at 8.5 year on year inflation figures. So the market started rallying like crazy. Well, hang on, and even Nasdaq, the Russell, which is Russell, he's the small cap index in America. Russell is. Even that rallied. Now they're 20% off their lows, which essentially is a technical bull market.
Insane.
I know. I think American markets. There's a lot of algorithmic traders in America. Well, you can't say traders, trading system platforms. They just follow trend and momentum, so they rally like crazy, just pile. When they see something change, they go one way or the other. So it exacerbates sell-offs and it exacerbates sort of buy-ins as well. So when you think about it, hang on, guys, we're not out of the woods yet. We didn't just go into the woods, really. And maybe you're halfway through the woods, If you're in the woods with a little torch and it's very dark, maybe we're just beyond halfway through the woods. That's where we are. But the markets are the markets are rallying like we're out of the woods. It's not because 8.5% inflation is still pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really high. Yeah. And talk of certainly in the UK, recession could be quite a deep one and quite a long one.
Deep and long. Who doesn't like deep and long? If you're going to have a recession, it's got to be deep and long, baby.
Yeah, are you a big fan of that?
Yeah, I was, I've gone through many recessions in the past, and what I like is the deep and long ones. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. You don't like the short, quick ones.
No point of that, is it? Where's the quality there? Where's the testing of the investor psychology? So if you have a big can you hear the fan in the background? A fan on, literally, even with the fan on. You can hear that. Okay, I'll move the mic maybe. Even with the fan on.
What, closer to the fan?
Yeah, when I say fan, I mean wind, not a guy just clapping me, just standing behind me. Well done, Justin. That's very good, very good. Just having a fan with you all the time just to boost your ego. That was very good. I like what you did there. That's very good indeed. So
how's your OnlyFans account going?
Yeah, well, do you know what? Did you see that? Sorry, the verge away from investing, but it's sort of earning money a bit. But Paddy's looking for a second revenue stream, and I have to admit, I did see on Twitter a very attractive lady saying she earns a second income. She does a very reasonable job, respectable job. Right. I'm not saying OnlyFans isn't respectable, but she's very pretty, and so I earn a second income on OnlyFans. So I clicked on it, and there's her story, and the BBC have to be sort of balanced, I suppose. So scroll down and just over Brent, I think his name was.
Right.
Very ordinary looking fella. Wasn't ripped, wasn't attractive, unshaven, didn't really take pride in his appearance too much. And he said, yeah, I get a second income from OnlyFans. I thought, what do you do? And I didn't didn't actually search him up or anything, but I thought, it's got to be some twisted sort of
And
niche.
now you're a big fan of him.
Yeah, I'm a paid subscriber, fully paid up for the year. He gives a 10% discount if you pay in advance for the year.
And you still don't know how he does it.
No, but there must be some deviant niche he's into there, because I can't see, it's quite superficial, I understand, but I can't see the attractiveness in Brett. And I said, Pad, if he's doing well, surely Pad is a good-looking fella, Pad, and he's, he can, anyway.
Hunky.
So, recession-wise, look at the figures here, right? Well, you said a while back, are we in recession? Now, what you have to understand is recession data lags by a couple of months, and it's also, for like quarter on quarter, a recession is 2 quarters of contracted growth. Yep. Turns out we've had one, okay? And if you look at it, markets look ahead, and GDP data looks behind. So, markets start to rally a little bit, thinking, okay, that's why the markets in America rallied a bit too much, to be honest. But I mean, they are seeing peak inflation, which is very good. And if you look at it, things are not going to go up anymore now, because, in fact, even purchasing price index came down. That means raw materials has come down as well. So it shows that commodity prices, everything that's feeding into this inflation, is coming down. So peak inflation is good. But if you look at GDP data for the UK, there's out today on Friday. So month on month. So this means June down 0.6%. It was forecast to be down 0.12%. So if you look at that and think, if June was down that, so for the entire quarter it was down just 0.1%. So for June alone, they're 0.6%. So if you think of that, if we think generally, do you think the economy as for the next quarter, do you think July and August are going to grow? I don't think they are, because the problems that we have right now are still going to be high energy costs, all that stuff is still here. So if you look at this now, so we got so say July will equal June, for example. That's 0.6%. And say August does a lot better, right? And there's minus 0.6%, sorry. And August is minus 0.3%, so just twice as good as July. September, the average of those two, that's, for the two there, that's 0.9% down. So to break even, or to even grow, it's going to have to be about 0.9% for September. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So even looking at the mass perspective, we are in recession already, pretty much,
Yeah. So,
But the markets are rallying.
Yeah.
Why is that, Peter?
Because it always does the opposite to what you expect.
Yeah, well, I think they see it like as it's been priced. If you look at the markets, they've priced in, hasn't they? Sort of recession. They've fallen by 30-odd% anyway, and that's a big. And if you look at that's the index. So the AIM All Share Index is down by 34%. So that's even including the winners. Some stocks like oil and gas stocks that are producing, they've done quite well, or any commodity plays have done quite well because of high commodity prices. That's pricing all the goodies and all the baddies, and it's still gone down by 34%. Now, some of my stocks, I know my portfolio is probably down year on year by 50% probably, So But
and some of that sell-off on some of those stocks is unfounded, really. It's not because they're not really directly connected to any.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's connected to energy in some way, but they're not massively impacted by that. But all boats rise and fall on the tide, don't they? So
and also what you get is when you get a sell-off, it's exacerbated, like you say, not by sort of algorithmic traders. There's not too much of that on the AIM, sort of on smaller microcaps. But what you get is market makers, for example, will exaggerate they don't want to hold stock. In a downturn, they don't want to hold stock. So market makers will mark stuff down. They will shift stuff out as quick as they can. It'll be high turnover, big margins as fast as they can because they don't want to hold it. Because, of course, they don't want to open up on Monday holding stock that's going to go down again 10% or whatever. So they'll just really move the prices down. And then you get funds, for example, microcap funds, will have to sell some stock as well because you've got private investors invested in those investment funds, that across lots of stocks, selling their. They say, "Oh, I'm worried about recession. I'm going to sell my stocks now." And you find most private investors sell at the bottom anyway, or close to. So they'll be saying, "I'm going to sell my fund because there's a recession happening," not knowing that. Do you know what? When you've got the signals, the recession's happening, that's it. The sell-off has already happened. So you get selling at the bottom pretty much. So funds will have to redeem some of that money by selling stock. So it's selling begets selling across the board there. But I do think. I've said this before, the big fall has happened. I think we may fall a little bit more, but not a lot. And it's all coming down. I mean, everyone's tightening. Have you tightened your belt, Pete, in any way whatsoever?
I've lost a bit of weight, so I have. But
eating less.
Well, actually, I was going to say that I mean, it's a sample population of one here, but
and also you're not typical, I suppose. If you had a family and kids, right, you'd probably feel a lot more, wouldn't you?
Yeah. What I've noticed recently is I'm spending more than ever. So. I don't. Yeah.
I like the way you're trying to prop up the economy. Saying, what's wrong with you guys? Spend more during a recession.
Yeah.
I started eating out every single night.
What the hell is that? We've got Dalek joined in.
Dalek Steve's here. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
What, Steve, where are you?
Where am I? I'm on the M25.
Cool, man.
Good,
yeah.
Man.
Steve's in his Lambo racing Ferraris on the M25, see? He doesn't care. Chuck the juice in my car. Fill it up. I'll just race around the M25.
In sport mode, going 5 miles an hour.
Is that which junction are you at, Steve?
I'm by the, I don't know. I'm not sure where I am, to be honest.
Are you going clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Good question.
I'm doing anti-clockwise. My next junction is Watford.
Oh, okay. So you are, I'd say, hang on. You're around about
18. Is it?
18, no, 17.
Oh, yeah, no, mate. Very good, Pete. I am just passing junction 18.
Well, yes.
Steve, are you coming back from an event or going to an event?
I've just finished an event and going to another one.
Wow.
Look at Steve. No recession here, fella.
No.
Back to back. So what events are these, Steve? Can you say or what?
I was doing a furniture company filming today.
Rock and roll, man.
Woo!
And actually, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm doing one on Sunday. I'm doing Ashley Banjo's wedding.
Ashley,
really?
Hey.
Ashley Banjo. Excellent.
You can see Steve at the back there. Yeah, well, I did a furniture event a couple of days ago and I'm doing Ashley Banjo's wedding. Yeah.
Wedding.
He doesn't actually know I'm coming there, so.
Well, why would he? You're the guy doing the sound. He's like, I can't imagine Ashley Banjo saying, "You will never guess what I've got doing the video and the sound there." Well, Steve, hang on. What are you doing at his wedding? Filming it?
Yeah, well, I'm actually filming for the production company, so I'm filming like the setup and stuff like that. So I'm not actually filming his wedding. I'm going to film him like coming down the stairs and stuff down to the thing. But yeah, so I'm just filming.
I assume Ashley Banjo coming down the stairs would be quite good, though, wouldn't it? He'd have to do a little dance or something Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
I suspect so, yeah.
So are you, is that for Dave's company?
It is, yes.
Oh, Dave's doing well, isn't he? That's good. Yeah. So how did he get that gig? Ashley Banjo, it's quite a good gig to get, isn't it? That's going to be on the CV, surely. I've seen Dave's stuff on Instagram, but that's going to be up there, isn't it?
Well, this is why he's hired me to go and film it, because it's probably quite a high-profile one for him to be doing, so hence why I'm doing it.
Yeah, I do like Ashley Banjo. I like the guy. Do you know what? I genuinely was when diversity first came on the scene. I thought I was quite emotional when they won. I thought there's so many of them getting together on a regular basis to to train, to practice, to be that good, to be that synchronized. They must have put a lot of hours in that, because that was brilliant. And I thought,
do you reckon they'll do something at the reception together?
You've got to. Yeah, that would be the best wedding dance ever. Surely, surely, yes, of course they will.
The pressure for the first dance is going to be on, isn't it?
They got no pressure. They're the best dancers in the world. What pressure they got? They're just chucking all routine together. But I mean, that's No, if they didn't, that would be the biggest anticlimax in the world. If they just did a really boring, slow start to it and joining everyone, they'd have to. Surely, that's good. That Steve, and that would be across all the social media. Surely, I mean, the thing is, did he want? Surely he wants it filmed, doesn't he? Steve, is that?
He has actually got his own videographers there, which apparently they said if there's anything good that I can share stuff with them, but I'm kind of filming it slightly differently to what a videographer. I'm filming the production of it rather than him. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but
BTS.
BTS.
Behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm thinking though, if you're in his line of work, you're missing a trick if you don't film your wedding, because that's part of you. If you're promoting yourself, that's his line of work. Promotion, is it really? So anyway. Oh, okay, that's good, Steve. So,
Yeah.
Anything else, Steve?
Good. That's it.
Nope.
So, Steve, are you saying you're spending a lot at the moment?
I was spending a lot, but again, on business equipment, so more camera stuff. But I have kind of stopped at the moment because, I'm just kind of burrowing away a little bit of money just to keep me propped up for whatever might happen. But, so I'm not spending as much as probably I used to now. So, I probably have cut back.
Oh, okay. It's just me then. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Well, but do you know what? To be honest, in our house, Megan's doing all the spending, but she doesn't need to stop. I keep saying it's a recession, just trying to encourage her in some way to stop spending. That doesn't work though.
Doesn't work.
No. But the thing is, right? In a recession, and I did this on a weekly webinar. I said, make no bones about it. If you mistime the market, and many people do. It's very easy to mistime the market because everyone's shouting about stocks and shares when they're at all-time highs, So everyone gets involved, fear of missing out, towards the top of the market. And that's why you see silly assets like NFTs going for ridiculous amounts of money, because you are on the froth. Imagine a pint, an analogy of a pint. The froth is at the top. So sooner or later, that froth dissipates and the pint gets drunk, and then we got a bear market. But bear markets are a buyer's market. If you are an investor for 3 to 5 years, time horizons, right now, bear markets, if you've got spare cash, are the time to start buying. And I don't mean just lumping in one big chunk or overexposing in some way. I mean, in an orderly buy, like monthly on a fund or something, or if you've done a lot of research on a company and you're convinced that the reason why your company sold off is not because specific to the company, it's a general market sell-off, then this is a buyer's market. You cannot fail to make money over the next 3 to 5 years if you buy now. What?
The funds are doing all right at the moment, though. They've kind of rebounded a bit.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Do you know why? Because they're largely exposed to big cap in America. And I was saying, Steve, I don't know when you joined, but I try and do a monthly podcast with Fred and Monty, and they have 5 stocks each in big American companies. And fair play, I try 20 quid each into a couple of stops every month there, and they've rebounded very quickly. The American markets, but it does trickle down, and like I said, it does need a lot of liquidity to get the AIM market moving. But it takes a while, that's all. But at the moment, do you know what? What's odd? What's annoying? I'm going to mention the favourite stock at the moment because we are in an energy inflation-driven recession, and I don't think people understand that. The inflation is largely down to energy. That's all it is. The biggest rising cost for any company right now is energy. Understand that. Energy.
Got it.
Domestic energy is capped, which is laughable because the cap seems to go up and up and up. How can you cap? How is it a cap? I don't understand. It doesn't make it. It's not capped, is it?
It's the wrong description, isn't it?
I saw that. If it is a cap, it's like one of those sun visors with no top on it. So literally, you can pull the sun visor down over your face and your head pokes at the top because there's no cap on the price. But I mean, they say there is. But for business users, I didn't know this. There's no cap whatsoever. And so if you are energy heavy, you are energy intensive as a business, you are really taking it in the neck, and it's hitting you massively. I don't know if you saw the Times this week said businesses could get 5 times a 5-fold increase in their energy. So we think the domestic market is bad, so double. They are seeing 5 times their energy cost rises. And I saw the sad story on Twitter, actually, as a lady saying about she works for a local Chinese, quite a popular Chinese, and it's a small business, so a local Chinese takeaway in Aberdeen, and she said our bill has gone up by 10 times. They're now paying £10,000, over £10,000, or 9 times actually. In maths is wrong, but they paid, I think, was something like £1,000, just over £1,000, and now it's £10,000. And she said, as a result, this Saturday is our last Saturday. We're shutting down, and I thought that's really sad, isn't it? Businesses are shutting down because of energy. So, and that's, this recession is driven by energy. And just as I said, if you can name a company that's dealing with that problem, that's a winner.
Yep. Have you got any suggestions?
No, I can't think of any, really.
Okay, right, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
On a different subject, e-energy is annoying because there's a seller in there, and I've been tracking the sales every day, right? And it's also, they're trying to, I think it's what's called an orderly market exit on a sell. Now, I don't know who it is. I think it may be one of the acquisitions who's been paid in shares. But you see every day, pretty much, 250,000 shares after bell, or close to the end of bell, being sold in energy. So all day it holds the price down. And I think, if it's who I think it is, there's 4 million shares there, and we're close to 4 million being sold now. Once that clears, it will rally like crazy. And I've been tracking these shares now for a while. It's hard to pinpoint who it is actually. But if it is who I think it is with their last acquisition, then we're close to that 4 million shares issued being run out. And if it does happen, it'll rally. And that's the thing. Sometimes people see the share price not rallying on a company that should rally. I mean, e-energy should be rallying like crazy. Really should. They've had record Q3, record Q4. Their order book is as big as their market cap. They are in a very hot space, but it's not rallying. I mean, all that's holding it down is the sell order in the market every day for a certain volume of stock. And the more the volume goes up in buys, the more that gets sold in the market. So essentially, I don't know what the analogy is like this for, but if you're trying to get your head above water, there's someone there with a foot above you, on the side of the pool, there pushing you back down, And then all of a sudden that guy's going to leave the pool, and you just jump out of the water and it'll just go nuts. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I've seen it happen before, but it will go nuts sooner or later. It's just frustrating that there's a constant drip of sales in the market there, Do you see, talk about other stocks. Gfinity has rallied a little bit. Have you seen that? Yeah.
And also Polarian on Friday. I know
Polarian's done really well, yeah. I mean, I'm
hoping that's because, word on the street is we're approaching FDA approval. Come on.
Yeah, Polarian. Yeah, it's going to. I mean, I'm a little bit underweight on Polarian because, my strategy is if you learn a lesson, take it on board, adjust your, strategy. Mm-hmm. So, I'm more confident now that FDA approval will happen. Because, of course, they ticked all the boxes pretty much, the guys there. Yeah. So I don't see where they can go wrong here. But it's done over 50% in the last, couple of weeks, which is very good. Yeah. But even Biome, for example, Biome's last trading update was a very telling thing. It's quietly creeping up. And if you look at it, for many quarters, they've been saying 2021 is our big year. And then that got knocked by a year because, of course, the well-publicised supply chain problems. Like I said, they were shipping their 2 biggest customers, which they've just been onboarding for like the last year because they create these, biodegradable plastics for these mesh companies that have products in the market like coffee pods and all that. Yeah. And they've been testing them for years. Right now, commercialisation is going to happen. And that was knocked by a year by the supply chain issues because they said normally we can ship to America within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, quite easily. It's taken over 3 months during the supply chain issues. And if you look now, supply costs, shipping costs come down massively, supply chains are easing, and they said now they're very confident Q2 will be gangbusters. How do they know this? Because they said basically, they said the growth is underpinned by supply chain preparation and stocking by several of division's customers, which are planning to launch products in H1 of 2023. So essentially, it's taken a year for those customers to stock, to build up their inventory to the point where they're confident they can launch a product and they won't have any supply problems. So if they sell out, they won't sell out. Basically, they'll have enough stock. So they're confident of that now, and it'll kick up in this part of the year. And like I said, at the moment, what are the market cap of Biome? It's literally way below their sales. So their market cap is at about 6 million, I think. They can do over 8 million in revenue this year, and over close to 11 million next year on these commercial deals. And it's just been sold off, and it's very liquid. And a sell will take it down. A couple of £100 will take it down in a day. So, but I'm confident. If you look at the chart there, it's looking quite good. We've hit a bottom, I think.
Yeah.
So
market cap of 6.7 million now.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Timer's up, Pete. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that covers everything.
Steve, you watched anything on TV? I tell you what I watched the other day, which is worth watching. It's about a Forex scandal, which is like all these guys on Instagram, they're posing with their Maseratis and all this and Ferraris. And I did this through Forex, trading foreign exchange. Yeah, I get it. It's worth watching on BBC iPlayer. I don't know what it's called. But it's this Asian guy who starts out by giving money out on the streets, just giving people 10s and 20 quids on his Instagram account, and he's got his Maserati parked in the background. Turns out he wasn't making any money at Forex. He was paid by this trading company to sort of onboard people, and you get paid £500 per person. So, and all these people lost loads in a WhatsApp group and lost loads of money and all that stuff. It's worth watching that. Forex.
A couple of people have recommended things of the Dawn Wall on Netflix. I haven't watched it. It's a rock climbing thing about El Capitan, I think.
Yeah.
Is it El Capitan? I think so. Anyway, there we go. There's a recommendation from other people, but I haven't watched it, so I'll report back.
Is it true? Let's go. BBC, Scamland, Money, Mayhem and Maseratis. Check that out. I've been watching that on the treadmill this week. I've been sweating like a crazy man. I've been watching that. What else have I watched? I'm starting to watch something else. Who Stole Tamara Eccleston's Millions. Diamonds, yeah. It's worth watching that. Just watch the first bit of that. And literally, they were in Lapland for Christmas, on one of their houses got broken into. In fact, the security guy called them and said, your house has been broken into. He said, which one? Which your main one, the one in London with 52 rooms, pretty much. She said, oh, right, okay. Turns out she had loads of locks on the door, every door with a lock on. But in the main room, she had all these jewellery, diamonds, and they went in there, and it's like a jeweller's. They display jewellers in the cabinets like that. All the jewels, had so many, it was like that. And they nicked the lot, and it wasn't insured. So, millions, 20, 30 million worth of jewellery just nicked. So I've started watching that, it's very good. But, yeah. And Dawn's Curtain?
No, the Dawn Wall.
Oh, sorry.
I watched Dawn's Curtain now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, when you're on your own bit of private time, check out Dawn's Curtain.
Up the crack at dawn.
Yeah. I was up at the crack of dawn, checking out Dawn's Curtain. Marvellous.
Right.
So that's it anyway. So I got to go. I'm sweating like a pig in a boiler suit in a sauna.
Perfect. What a vision.
A pig in a... Oh, in fact, we've got to mention this, actually. We'll mention it more closer to time. This 10 Peaks challenge we're doing.
Yes.
Part of me is starting to regret it. I'll do it, but is it possible?
Yes, it's possible. We'll do it.
We're going to walk 10 peaks in Snowdonia within a day.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it can be done, really.
No, I think it can be done. Me, you and Paddy, we'll do it. I don't know how Steve's got out of it, but yeah.
Okay. We're going to set up a GoFundMe page to get people
Just Giving page.
Just Giving.
Set that up. We need to give it out to people, and anybody who's generous enough to. I know it's a cost of living crisis and all that, but we're doing it for a very good cause.
What's the charity? What is the cause?
It's for a charity called Big Moose, and they are aiming to raise £1 million for.
Not just through us, solely.
No, not
just a bit of pressure, lads. Bloody hell!
Yeah,
well, I can raise 10 quid, but go on.
Yeah, raising £1 million for mental health therapy and support over a number of months, if not years. But we will contribute to that.
Yeah, and what's nice is we'll probably need some support on the mental health side after this event, because it'll probably break us.
So it's not a completely selfless channel.
no, exactly.
Well, I donated, boys, and if you don't do it, I want my money back.
Thanks, Steve. Well, I'll start publicising a bit closer, but I think we should do the podcast on the way there, or maybe on it, or maybe do a bit of video as well. And then you can look at the state of us. That's worrying me. It's about sub 30k in a day, is that right?
Yeah, 20 miles.
So it's like a marathon, close to a marathon on the hills in a day.
You've got plenty of time. Get out, start training now, and be fine.
Oh, you got like just over a month?
Yeah, that's fine. That's plenty.
Even like title boxers have longer time. They 8 weeks. In fact, that is what they get. 8 weeks boxers normally get 8 weeks. So that's fine.
Yeah.
No, we can do it. We get 6 weeks. Okay. All right. So I'll start doing that. All right. Marvellous stuff. Cheers. Thanks for joining, Steve. Have a nice time. Say hello to Ashley Banjo and the rest of the banjos there. And
the Banjo family.
yeah. It's a good name, Ashley Banjo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great
cool. Name. And speak to you next week.
Nice one. Bye. Cheers, guys. Bye.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.